Let us now begin with properties of Z transform. Now, since Z transform is a power series, and Z transform is a transform which is used to transform the discrete time signals into the frequency domain, let us try to understand what are its different properties and how these properties can be used to solve different numericals. Basically, the properties are the characteristics of any transform, and by having a knowledge of these properties we can simplify the complex numericals. Okay, so in this fashion we try to understand the different properties which are satisfied by the Z transform. The first is the linearity property. The linearity property is a simple property which states that the linear combination of the input signals, okay, the Z transform will also produce a linear combination. Like if you are having two different input signals, x1 of n and x2 of n, and if their Z transforms are x1 of z and x2 of z, then if we take the linear combination of x1 of n and x2 of n, that is a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n, where a and b are constants, then their Z transform, corresponding Z transform will be a into x1 of z plus b into x2 of z. Okay, so this is a very simple property which is called as the linearity property. We can prove this property by simple expressions like this. We can write the expression for x1 of z, which is the Z transform of x1 of n, x2 of z, which is Z transform of x2 of n. Now let us try to find out the Z transform of a into x1 of z plus b into x2 of z. So we substitute this into this equation. So this is the Z transform of a into x1 of n. So a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n. Open the bracket. And now if you can see here, if you remove a outside the bracket, a is a constant, since a is a constant. So if you remove this a outside, okay, so whatever you get here inside, this is nothing but x1 of z, and this is plus b into this is x2 of z. So in this way we can prove the property of linearity. And it is important to note that x1 of z will have its ROC and x2 of z will have its own ROC. So what will be the ROC of the combination of these two sequences? Okay, so to find out the ROC of the combined sequence, okay, the rule is that the ROC will be the intersection of the individual transforms. So whatever is the ROC of the first signal, intersection of this ROC with the ROC of the second signal will give you the ROC of the combined signal. So whenever you find the ROC of the combined signal, we have to take the intersection of the individual ROCs. So this thing you have to remember. Now we can see a simple numerical based on this property. Suppose we are given a signal like this, x1 x of n is equal to this complete signal. Now you can see here, this is a so many linear combination signals, like del of n plus 1 is one signal, then plus 4, this is a constant, into del of n another signal, plus 3 again a constant, into del of n minus 2 another signal, minus 3 again a constant, into del of n minus 3. So you can have so many number of signals added like this. Now how to find out the Z transform of this linear combination of signals? So we can go with the linearity property. So what does linearity property state? It states that the Z transform of the linear combination of signals will be just the linear combination of their Z transforms. Okay. So let us try to first find out the individual Z transform. So if you find the individual Z transform, let us denote the Z transform of x of n as x of z. Then what will be the Z transform of del of n plus 1? Okay, if you substitute this equation del of n plus 1 in our original equation of Z transform, which is summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n into z raised to minus n, then you will find that the Z transform of del of n plus 1 will be z. Okay, so this is we have solved the numerical on Z transform. Okay, so you can refer the numerical on Z transform and try to find out how this Z comes. Okay. So what is the Z transform of del of n? The Z transform of del of n is always 1. Okay. So del of n plus 1, the Z transform will be only Z. Okay. Similarly, the Z transform 4 into del of n. So 4 is a constant and Z transform is del of n is 1. So 4 into 1 is 4. Similarly, Z transform of del of n minus 2. Okay, it will be Z raised to minus 2. Del of n minus 3, it will be Z raised to minus 3. See, these all Z transforms are obtained from the formula of Z transform. This is the formula of Z transform. Okay, remember, this is the formula of Z transform. So if you put these signals into this formula and solve, then you will get these values: 3 into Z raised to minus 2, 3 into Z raised to minus 3. So this is an exercise of solving the numerical. Okay, so if we combine this now using the linearity property, we can write the combination of all the signals Z transform. So the overall Z transform of the combination of these all four signals will be simply x of z is equal to z plus 4 plus 3 into z raised to minus 2 minus 3 into z raised to minus 3. Okay, so this is how we can use the linearity property in order to find out the Z transform of combination of different signals. Okay, so this property can be used in this fashion. Next property is a time reversal property. Okay, time reversal property states that if the Z transform of a particular signal is x of z, okay, then the Z transform of the time reversed version of that signal will be simply x of z raised to minus 1, or simply that inverse of that Z transform. Okay, so if x of z is there, then x of 1 upon z, that is x of z raised to minus 1, will be the Z transform of x of minus 1 minus n. So if when we are time reversing the signal, so x of minus 1 is the time reversed version of the time domain signal, which is called as the mirror image or time reversal. Okay, so what will happen to the Z transform? Then the Z transform also gets time reversed. Like you can see here, it gets inversed, not time reversed. Okay, so x of z will become x of z raised to minus 1. So it will become inverse. Okay, same happens to the ROCs as well. Okay, if R1 is the ROC of this, then 1 upon R1 will be the ROC of this. Okay, this is the range specified. Okay, now how to prove this? The proof we can show like this. So this is the definition as per the definition of Z transform. Okay, now similarly using the definition of Z transform, we can write the Z transform of x of minus n. Now let us do a simple substitution here. Let q is equal to minus n. So let us replace this minus n with q. Okay, so when you replace here with q, okay, now you get by rearranging the terms. So instead of z raised to q, I can simply write z raised to minus 1 into raised to minus q. Okay, now if you look carefully at this signal, so this signal is nothing but summation. You can read it like this also: summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity. So this entire thing is x of n into raised to minus n. Okay, so instead of q, I am reading here n. So this is similar to the definition of Z transform. This is similar to the definition of Z transform. If you see, this is minus q, this is minus n. This entire thing, okay, this entire thing is the signal. Okay, so hence we can write here simply it is simply, since we are writing here x of z. So what is z here? Instead of z, we are having here z raised to minus n. So I will write the Z transform of this as x of z raised to minus n. Okay, so here instead of x of n, we are having x of q. Instead of z, we are having here z raised to minus 1. Instead of minus n, we are having here minus q. So instead of n equal to minus infinity to infinity, we are having here q equal to minus infinity to infinity. So these two equations are similar. Okay, only the thing is that we have to write, instead of writing here x of z as the Z transform of this complete signal, we write x of z raised to minus 1. Okay, so this is algebraic manipulation which we do to prove the time reversal property. So this proof we can use now to solve the numerical. Okay, so in this numerical, if you are asked to find out the Z transform u of minus n, so it is sufficient to know the Z transform of u of n. So if this is the Z transform of u of n as we have solved the numericals, so simply by using this property, okay, time reversal property, we can find out the Z transform of u of minus n like this. Okay, so hence the properties are very useful for finding out directly the Z transforms. Okay, thank you.